What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here, Unsleeved Media, working through Santa's sack from Gen Con. I probably have 30 or more games to go over with you, but I want to start today by updating everyone on the latest Final Fantasy TCG set. This is Opus 6. Now, if you haven't had any experience with the Final Fantasy TCG, I suggest taking a moment to shoot over to their website. And you can actually play a free tutorial. I just noticed this right before I went live, and I was like, okay, this is probably a good way for people to get into the game. You can see all the old cards, and you can see everything that's going on. You can read the rules. Everything's right here, including card errata and things like that. The set also, as you might want to know, there's two interesting topics I want to talk about. One is that it does have some organized play, and they actually have a pre-release kit out there for about 35 bucks, depending on the seller, 30 bucks. This is a great way to get in the game by picking up a pre-release kit or two. And a lot of people often ask me about secondary market. Well, they have lots of cards in this box alone that are worth $20, $15, $10, $15, $20. They have more high-value cards than you're going to see in a recent Magic set. $20, $21, $20, $20, 17, 11, 11, 9. So you can see a lot of high value cards in the Final Fantasy TCG. They're actually doing a pretty good job maintaining the market. Now, the other thing you want to know is with the Final Fantasy TCG, they have 4 rarities as opposed to 3. So there's common, rare, 5. Hero, legend, and then premium, which is just the foil. So check that. 4. Common, rare, hero, legend. And each pack contains 12 cards randomly, and of course 130 total foils. Pack might also contain 2 identical cards. I've been really impressed with the high quality of the card stock in the Final Fantasy TCG. One of the interesting complaints I've seen, not complaints, one of the unique things about these cards is the art. Now, I like it. Some people are not a fan of kind of that digital feel, but that said, that's basically where we're at with art nowadays. It'd be hard to find, a set that isn't paying significant cash for digital art. These are the Japanese style packs, so for whatever reason they're a little bit taller, but they're also the card stock is much more stable. You can also note the rarity is down below. So we have card number 65. It's a common. I don't know what's going on there with my overhead cam. It's getting kind of wonky. So we get through the commons. And then we're hit with a, this is what they would call like a premium card. Then we hit Diablos as our rare. Hades as another rare. Ultimecha or Messia as another rare. And Hero Laguna. So think of rare as basically uncommon in Magic the Gathering terms. So the legend is kind of what mythics are in Magic the Gathering. So we'll go straight to the uncommons, as they call them, or at least the premium. They have Moogle, Cypher, and what's cool is they actually kind of follow the Final Fantasy how do you say, like, timeline? Cornelia. The always dashing Riku. I can't say I'm a huge fan of like this, I don't know, childlike art. But, you know, it's from the game, so this is just my My opinion. Then we have Opus 7 coming up, which could be nostalgic as hell. Here we have our hero card. So most of the expensive cards, of course, are going to be your legends. Legendary, legendary, legendary. Yeah, most of they're all legendaries. So if you hit a legendary, you're doing really well. It's not like maybe Magic where you get a 20-cent mythic. Generally, if you hit one in these, you're feeling good. Mont Blanc. The first, when I was first bringing you the Final Fantasy TCG, I wish I would know. I wish I would have. I had some like $40 or $50 clouds and stuff like that, but for whatever reason, I put them aside and never found them again. So maybe I sent them out in HQ packs or something. Here's Sid. So that's frustrating. One of the other issues with the Final Fantasy TCG is, as far as I know, it only goes through one distributor, which is GTS. They're also the bottleneck for stuff like Dragon Ball Super TCG. But I do really like the Final Fantasy TCG. And if you're looking for an alternative, I can tell you that the card stock is the best of any trading card game I've ever touched in my life, period. The art, that's up to you, whether you like that. I'm definitely interested to see what people say in the comment section. And, oh, here we go. We have our first legendary, I believe. Not one of the monster crazy expensive ones, but still nice to hit. We're looking for the big hit is Esteinen, I think, and Cypher. Now, the other thing is you can get like the same card name, the same character. You have to kind of be careful about. You got to look at what's on the card. Different arts, stuff like that. You see, like when we get the foil, this one happens to be a foil hero card. Another back-to-back legends, Minwoo. My card area needs a lot of cleaning up. And I got to figure out what's going on with this camera adapter. All the post-Gen Con craziness. The game itself, I find to be pretty self-explanatory. You know, some of the mechanics, I mean, it really doesn't really translate to Magic. You know, it's kind of hard to say, well, it's like this or that in Magic. It just really is kind of its own game. But they have their own competitive scene. They have the Crystal Cup. They have huge money behind them. That's why the thing is, this game is already reasonably successful in Japan. So it's like people are, you know, asking me, do you think the game will last? Hell yeah. I mean, we're already into the 6th set. And I mean, they have Square Enix behind them. They're not going to run out of cash, you know, give up on the game. It's going to be around. They seem to understand that we need a competitive scene. And they have, like I said, the North American Crystal Cup. So that's always interesting news. You want to see that competitive scene. Otherwise, these games just can't exist. See, we get like both the premium and the non-premium in the same pack. Oh, Yuna. Oh, how I loved you, Yuna. Another legendary. So we've got the Crystal Cup qualifiers. We've got in Boston in April, in Toronto, Canada in May, Lenexa, Kansas in June. Ooh, it's kind of some spicy art. Warrior of Light. You also have local qualifiers. So you have the local qualifier, you've got a last chance qualifier, and then you've got the Crystal Cup qualifier. Ruby Dragon, nice. Zidane. So we've got 4 legendaries in this. That Zidane is actually worth $20. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Now, if I can only find my old cards. See, you have an Steinen here, but that's not the legendary. That's not the one that's worth all the dough. A lot of people, so when I did my first Final Fantasy video, a lot of people told me that they picked up the game, and then like people that I keep up with, they're still playing. They like it. And they also have like theme decks and stuff like that to get into the game too. Which is good. It's always hard to just like get into a game by buying a box. You know, you're going to just buy a booster box, end up with 100 cards. You may not even... I guess with Final Fantasy, you'd probably be able to still build a pretty good deck. I was told at one point that this stuff would end up at Walmart and Target and stuff, but I really haven't seen it. It doesn't mean it's not on the way. But we're 6 sets in. Now, you got to remember, too, a lot of these sets already exist in Japan. Set's been out. The stuff's been out a lot longer. But I'm really glad they brought it to the United States. I'm happy to see the high quality of the cardstock and the art. Or at least the printing quality, I'll say. Let's hit that. Let's hit that cipher. A pre-release kit might be a fun way to get into the game too. Materia. Pick up like 4 of those, play with your friends. Try to speed it up a little bit. I forget how long opening a booster box is. It hasn't. I haven't done it in, gosh, a long time. But I have a bunch of booster boxes of things other than Magic. Here's Squall Hero. So I've got the new Pokemon set. I'll probably do tomorrow. Crystal Storm. Do that tomorrow if I get time. And then, gosh, so many new sets. So many new games to go through. Force of Will, Vanguard, Yu-Gi-Oh! Simply named Guy. I put Final Fantasy on a would try type list versus like, you know, this is a low value or low risk try if you get some of the theme decks. Dark Lord. Doobie doobie doo. Doobie doobie doo. Doobie doo. Here's a legendary. Let's see. Let's see. The Legendary is still $10 too. Dang. See the value, the secondary market on these is pretty strong. What does that tell you? It tells you that they're controlling the value. They're controlling the supply and that there is demand. Otherwise, these prices would be floored, right? Oh, there's that Cypher Legendary. $20. Hooty hoo. That's what I'm saying. How long has it been since you open a booster box or something? You hit a couple of $20 cards and a $10 card. I'm not even really looking at this, the $5 and $6 cards. The value is so strong. People love it. And then later tonight we'll go through. I've got a local game store that needs to Shuyin. I actually didn't play all of the Final Fantasies. I'm just kind of one of those people that I played 7. I just fell in love with it so much that I kind of bought everything after that. And some of them just sat on my shelf unopened. It was like a Final Fantasy came out and I felt like, gosh, I got to buy that. You know, I don't want to miss out. But I never really had time, like 10-2, for example. I still play it when I travel on my PSP. One of the few people that still have a PSP, apparently. There's another legendary, Garland. Strong box. What other TCGs would you like me to take a look at? Now, if you saw my Gen Con 2017 haul video, 2018, check that. You'll know I have a lot to go through. Probably 20 new dead trading card games. I've got the new, this week I'm going to go through the new Fantasy Flight stuff I got. Also, really played a game that I really liked down there at Gen Con called Pantone, I think. That's basically you take paint chips and you have to. Woo, 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 woo. There we have a foil legendary Nidhogg. Beautiful, beautiful card. Yeah, be careful. They put those foil legendaries in there. 2 packs left. So the price kind of, in my experience, will, like, if it's a foil, sometimes it'll double the price. So I have to go back and be totally sure on these prices, but sometimes it'll say, you know, $20 for a Steinen and then $44 for the foil. So it's that looks awesome in foil. We finished with Leon. Well, I'm gonna figure out what's going on with my overhead camera. Sorry about that. I hope you enjoyed this. This look at the Final Fantasy TCG. I give it a would recommend, absolutely, at least for some theme decks or a pre-release kit. High quality card stock, big money behind it, and Square Enix not going anywhere anytime soon. Thanks for watching this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.